Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Saturday Night Forum. We are number 69 now. Ooh,
Oh,
baby
we're in
steps.
reverse.
Number 69. Um, and I am again with my co-host, my wonderful co-host over here, Moose Man.
Howdy, everybody.
So, depending on whether he's got time, we may have Survival Living on here later. See, depends on his schedule. Shipwreck, good to see you. Good to see you, Michelle. Let the few people get in here.
Yep. Grab your libation and sit back and relax and enjoy the show, folks.
Yep, got my got my coffee going on. Uh, yeah, we're supposed to be down in the 80s this week,
Oh, down in the 80s. That's nice. We're supposed to
but
be down into the 70s. Just about the time it gets comfortable where I should be working out there in my shop, I'm not able to work. So it ticks me off.
unknown challenger. I have no clue on that, brother. Um,
Are the puppies all hatched
yeah,
yet? Or
I don't know, man. I mean, last night a lot of people were coming over. I had to change my ticker. You know how? Actually,
I,
let me put that up
I
really quick.
saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, but we we know Hawk is having puppies. Please stop reminding us, or you will get blocked.
Yeah.
Because we had so many people who, hey, Hawk stops having puppies. It's like I don't want to go watch puppies getting born.
Yeah.
It's not really my thing. You know what I mean? If you want to go watch it, that's fine. You know, I'm not holding you here. You're not beholden to me.
Maybe
But
YouTube has something against seeing dog vagina spitting out a pup. I don't know.
I don't know either. Or maybe sucking on tits. I don't know.
Yeah,
What's up,
yeah.
old reliable?
Wasn't gay enough for
Best, like, yeah, right.
him.
Only if it's transgender.
Yeah. Well, I guess
What's
you
up?
see my puppy guest last night was five males, five females, and one non-gender
Yeah,
specific.
one nine. Yeah, non-binary.
I'm gonna crap myself if one of his dogs comes out to have both sex organs.
Uh, it happens once in a blue moon.
I know. He had the white dog came out the last blue moon, so you never know.
Quietly yelling. Good to see you. Hey, is the pup's done being born, or are they? Is she still spitting them out? Jess.
I couldn't even find the channel. I was going to go over and check it out, and
Lebanon's power grid is down, huh?
my knowledge, she is done. Okay, so what's the
Okay.
count?
Yeah, yeah.
What's
What's the count? Male. She had
she had
10.
10. I called it.
Damn.
I said 10. Maybe one gender specific.
Oh shit. What were they? Were like I'm guessing probably
I'm not sure if the last one was a male or female.
no. Okay. Form groups of 10 you trust is a good idea or no. Um, if you can find 10 people that you trust with your life, I'd say that's a good idea. But
Yeah.
man, you got to keep in mind, not only are you putting your life in their hands, they're putting their life in your hands as well. You know what I mean? So it's like no sleeping on watch if you're on watch, because
Yeah.
it's like on a boat. You know what I mean? I would sleep all day so I could stay up all night. I did like the every night. That's what I did on the way out. I was night watch, and I stayed out there for 8 fucking hours, whatever, until I was relieved. But it worked out for me. Although it got a little scary when we got the Gilligan's Island shit going on, but
Six
um,
males and four females is what
six,
Mayor
6 and
says.
4. Damn.
Just
Okay.
that much.
Well, my bet was wrong. Guess I don't know. Who is the bookie on
I think
that?
Jeremy guessed it right. Didn't you? Didn't he guess 10, 6 males and four females, and you guessed 4 males and 6 females? Because he was just opposite of you.
No, I guess 9. I thought it'd be 4 males and 5 females. So, but we didn't have an actual bookie. So,
Yeah, it was all in fun.
yeah, gentleman's bet.
Yeah, only got a Popeye. Arr. If he likes spinach, that'll be a wonder. Popeye the Sailor Boat.
Budster. You
Oh,
had
Magic
Magic
Game
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 to keep
today.
track.
I don't think I really did an official one.
Yeah. I don't know. If I get a PayPal request, I suppose I'll probably go through with it. But me personally, I thought it was more of a gentleman thing. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
a gentleman's type bet. But it's fun.
She needs the Trump rally. Huh. There's a lot of
My
competition
competition.
tonight.
Oh, it's not. No, it's not just that. My buddy over there at Good Luck America is doing one of his late night streams or afternoon streams.
Yeah, and Ghost is doing a canning stream, so
Yeah. So I mean, we might get 20 or 30 or so in here, but
yeah.
yeah. Well, it's hard to go against the Trump, but you know what? A lot of people also come back and rewatch these streams. We keep them short enough to where people can rewatch them and
Yeah.
still enjoy themselves. You know what I mean? It's not like a 10-hour middle of the night stream.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you, though. I'm getting tired of Trump's emails begging for money. He's
Oh,
not
I haven't.
running for office. I'm not giving you no money, Trump. You got more money than me, and I got more medical bills than you do. So I'm sorry. Please stop asking for money. You're not the president anymore. You're having these rallies. Do it on your own dime. I'm sorry. If you run again, that's maybe a different story. But as for now, I'm gonna
Awesome.
hold on to my little bit of money I got.
Yep. Awesome unknown challenger. Because well, just the other day I played Carrie Lake's commercial that she made for her running for governor,
I like that
and
commercial.
yep, and it went over very well. So yeah, she's got a good chance. She's got my vote. What's up, Navy vet? Good to see you, brother.
Did you hear about the governor and the lieutenant governor of, I think it's Idaho, that they're both Republicans, but while the governor was down in Texas at a summit, the lieutenant governor who is going to be running against him for next campaign started issuing executive orders, and they were actually good executive orders um, about stopping the government mandate. And she tried to call out the National Guard for some reason. Anyway, the governor down there said he didn't authorize her to do that, and he was going to get back and he was going to override or veto her executive order or whatever. So they've got a governor, lieutenant governor tiff going on over there. The politicians can't even get along.
No.
Same.
You know what? Happy. You know what? Hold on. I gotta address Happy Camper. You know what? You are a man or a woman of your word. I'm guessing probably a man, but I don't like to sit there and just guess, you know. But yeah, it's already sent out, so I appreciate it. Thank you for being a man of your word. And I'm not sure the actual tax either. I've heard like anywhere between 30 and 40%. And
that's commission. Tax is usually only a small percentage if there's a sales tax.
Yeah, but this is YouTube though.
Oh yeah, well they're
what's up, Aaron?
They're loan sharks.
Yep.
Hey,
they take our money, and then they tell us what we can and can't say.
Right.
Isn't that just lovely?
Right. That's why I'll never do a channel and I'll never monetize. I'm not going to support the socialist commies in what they do. And I hope they listen and hear it, because they are. Somebody needs to call them out. They're getting billions or maybe even trillions of dollars from national advertisers, big companies. Why are they taking the little pissant money from poor people out here trying to do their own little content is beyond me.
What's up, Kathy? Outdoor Adventures. What's up, my brother?
Hey, Ron.
Well, you know what? The way I see it is, at least at the end of the year, I can use that as like, hey, you know what? I made my money through YouTube. So there you go. You want to tax that? Tax that.
You'll get all that tax money back, because you're probably not going to make enough to even really qualify to file.
Nope.
I mean, if you're below like $12,000-$16,000.
Oh yeah.
File with the exemptions and all that, if we still got them. It brings you down to a level that you get all that tax money back too as a refund. So
exactly. And like I said, with my son working and everything like that, I mean, it balances out out pretty well. Although YouTube, man, I don't know, these guys, I'm still trying to figure out, because I can go back through just this last month and I've already got over $100 built up, which is like the lowest limit I think you can denominate to. And I'm already over that limit. But then when I went over there, they said my balance was like $26. But then they said, oh, wait, we're still working on it. And it's like, well, all you got to do is look at all the super chats that I've already gotten. And come on, do the damn math, idiots.
Yeah.
If I have to go in there and do it, then
yeah, sometimes it pays just not even to file taxes. If you don't have enough to even worry about filing. I quit years ago. And one of the main reasons I quit was so they couldn't tax me on that Obamacare crap. Because if you don't file taxes, they can't tax you for it. For not having health care. They got me one time the first year.
Here. 9,000 to 40,000 is 12%. And I'm not even gonna break 9,000.
Yeah.
At least I don't think I will. I mean,
I did that one year. I filled out my name on the form and that, and I wrote across the form, did not make enough money to file, or just barely enough to survive. I never heard a word from them.
hey, what's up, Jeremy? You
Hey,
at work,
Jeremy.
brother? You want to come up here, Jeremy? I'll shoot you an email.
He's working. Thank God, a man working for a living.
Yep. At least there's still people out there. There's still hope in this nation.
Right. Like I said, you guys sitting around drawing all this money for doing nothing. But I would trade every one of you to be healthy again and be able to be out in my shop working all hours of the night, building stuff, working on the boat and everything else. I would gladly trade you because I love to work. I love doing stuff with my hands. I love making creations and creating things that I can stand back and say, I did this. It's the way I was raised. I've been working since I was 14, 15 years old. And I'm not a workaholic. I just like working. I don't overwork myself. It's just what was instilled in me. You work for everything you want. Now I got more than I need. Yeah, I got to get Jeremy's email sometime from you. I've got some recipes I'd like to email him. If he made them, he probably, I don't know if he's even going to have a restaurant job here before long, but these are restaurant quality recipes. When I was a chef for a while up in Alaska, he would love these recipes. And I like my boiled peanut shipwreck. I got cases of them in the cupboard. It's hard to find bags of green peanuts anymore to do that with. 70-yard bags will fit in a 200-round saw pouch. Yep. Hey,
What's up,
Garrett.
Garrett?
Warsaw Patriot.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. Don't worry about it.
Actually, Happy Capper, I have to smoke because I have a lung condition that my lungs start filling up with fluid, and smoking makes me cough it out. My Cuban doctor actually prescribed it for me. It keeps my lungs clear, and I smoke a special non treated uh, tobacco, natural tobacco that's very mild, and it keeps my lungs clear. And my last X-ray was, they said my lungs were perfect. So
I got you, Jeremy.
peanut farms everywhere in South Alabama. Well, there ain't none here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say it's a long way.
I can't get to Alabama right now. I don't even have a vehicle that drives. So. But I used to buy the big, I don't know if they were 25 or 40-pound bags of green fresh peanuts, and that's what you want. And then I try to go to the ocean and get real ocean water to boil the peanuts in. It's just right. Use salt water, bring it to a boil, it sterilizes it, and put your peanuts in. And and boil them in seawater, and that was the perfect boiled peanut.
You use what? You use this, well, same brand as me, the OHM,
I'm using the OHM. Yeah,
but I use the red. You use the silver, right?
I use the bold. Yeah.
So, have you heard any new news going on?
Well, let's see. I think that we mentioned it talking. There was a big explosion at a house in Seffner, Florida. The ATF and all has been checking into it. It destroyed the house. They pulled the man and the woman out that had been in there. She's doing good. He's in critical condition or stable condition in the hospital. And he claims that he was reloading ammunition. I'm not buying the story myself because the explosion was too great to have with smokeless powder for it to happen. But anyway, there's a thing on YouTube about it. Uh, and but that's what they claimed is, and it destroyed the house. So uh,
Hmm.
that's one of the news stories. Let's see what else has there been.
It couldn't be
Um,
worse than when police tried to detonate those fireworks, ended up blowing up half a block.
this looked like about half of that down and flew out the front of the house. It blew the garage door clear across the street up against the neighbor's fence and blew stuff everywhere. I mean, this looked to me like, a high explosive detonation of dynamite and several sticks at that, or some pounds of C4 or something. Because I don't know what the guy was loading, but I don't even know that it would take maybe 10
Aaron,
pounds of black powder to do that.
Aaron, that's actually Aaron. Actually, is when you first mentioned this story before we went live. I was thinking pipe bombs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was thinking meth
So
lab. He
me and
may have
Aaron,
been, he
me,
may have
me and
been
Aaron
loading.
me and Aaron are on the same mindset on that one because,
Yeah.
like I know what you're talking about. I've seen enough people that, they'll take bullets and throw them on a skillet, heat them up, and they'll go pop, 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 pop. But they're not like the bullets aren't whizzing off. There's no pressure. They just kind of pop apart. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? A lot of times the bullet won't even leave the pan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So.
Yeah. No, I was thinking he was maybe reloading and she was running the meth lab.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that would probably do it.
Yeah. Because they said there was no natural gas to that area, so it wasn't a natural gas explosion. But that's almost exactly what it looked like when a house fills up with natural gas and blows up. The way as much damage was done, you're not going to get that with reloading powder, especially if you got like my little powder measure over here. It only
Yep.
holds maybe a quarter of a pound of powder, and it's plastic. If it did ignite, it would burn, melt the plastic, and maybe start a fire that I could
Dude,
put
I'll
up.
tell you. I'll tell you what. Yeah, a perfect example. When I started working at the explosives plant, part of the orientation. Well, it was actually they called it pyrotechs orientation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they would walk you through. They would take like the powders that we make at the plant. They would take them all and they would put them on a big piece of metal, just powder form, and they would ignite them. And all they did was burn. That's it.
Right.
Nothing went boom. Nothing went pop. But they also showed us how to take what was it? Coffee grounds, sugar, and was it powdered creamer? I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually make that shit burn too.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can actually use that for what they call a dust uh, explosive, like flour. Even David Letterman one time did an experiment. He took a 5-pound bag of flour and poured gasoline in it set it on fire and dropped it out the building window. And when it hit the ground, it went off like a bomb on
Wow.
a late night show. Yeah. And it's a dust explosion. And that's what happens in grain mills across the United States, up in Iowa and that, where they do the grain and they have them in the storage areas, and they get that dust, and grain bins will explode, and that they're massive dust explosions. Yep, from the real fine particles. But yeah, coffee creamer actually makes a good firework
Thank you,
if you
Eric.
do it.
Oh, geez. Yeah,
Eric's hitting on
oddball.
you or me?
That'd be me.
Hey,
Largest explosion.
Nicole.
Yeah,
Nicole, my favorite lady.
I'll be right back. I gotta get
All right.
refill.
I hope everyone's having a great weekend out there. Our temperatures have cooled off just slightly. It's a lot more bearable here in southeast Oklahoma. Um, I've been just hanging out in the house mainly. I go outside and get a little walk to get some fresh air, but I'm still in a lot of pain, and they aren't refilling my pain medication for some reason. The doctors haven't returned my calls or anything, so I'm just dealing with it. And but I'm gonna keep my attitude positive, and so that's all I can do at this point. But I'm always glad to see everybody come in here and give me well wishes, and I appreciate it. You people touch my heart. You don't know me from Adam's house, Gary. I am in your face, kind of public, and you guys, I love all of you, except the trolls. I don't like trolls.
No, nobody likes the trolls.
Hey, John Meter, good to see you.
Yeah, what's up,
Eric,
John? You fell off the wagon and had to take a nap, huh?
yeah, we're supposed to actually get down in the 60s, high 60s at night here, which is nice.
Hey, what's up, Indy? Hey, by the way, your purple finally came in today. So I'll be making that bracelet tonight.
Hey, Yankee.
What's up, Yankee?
Oddball, good to see you.
You got that beat? I'm guessing he means it's gonna be colder where he's at. It is nice sleeping weather. I don't think anybody likes to sleep in a warm bed. I mean, there's nothing like having cold sheets, man.
That's right, Aaron. We've known each other for 15 years and we've never seen each other face to face. We've talked on the phone for many hours and in my personal chat room. And he's seen me. I haven't seen what he looks like. It could be scary. I don't know. He's a good guy, though.
Andy, good to see you, farmer's son.
On the Coles in Denver. Yeah, it's 57 in Denver. I guess some of that cold weather's headed our way from Colorado because we're supposed to get a bunch of rain coming up here this weekend and first of the week from that cold front moving in here.
Well, when I was looking at the news here in Arizona, I guess there's a cold front coming in from Canada. That's why we're going to be down in like the 70s and 80s this next week. So
I'd like to see the next ice age cover Canada. That'd fix them.
if it's going to hit, it needs to hit DC.
Well, there too. But I guess the numbers are in for the number of jobs created, and they're down so low. Even the other side's starting to worry now that things are not looking good for Mr.
Mr. Biden.
Vice President. Mr. Vice President, it's not looking good. And now I heard China was mad at us because we've got troops overtraining Taiwanese soldiers. They're
Huh.
pissed.
Yeah. Good. Let them be pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't want to let Taiwan go.
Oh, hell no, man. And I know China is looking at him like a pork chop right now. But,
yeah. We need
we
more.
should have done it instead of leaving all that equipment in the Middle East. Maybe we should have sent like half of it to the Taiwan.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been but a short distance trip to haul it all over there and dump it on the beach and say, "Here, have at it."
Yep. We'll have a few special team members stand, stay back and show you how everything operates and go from there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I saw a picture today. Back when they were evacuating people from the airport, and remember it came under a rocket attack, and we shot down most of the rockets, but one did hit in the airport grounds. They found the car that had launched those rockets. They had set the rocket tubes in the back seat and launched it, and it burned the car to the ground.
Sounds about right.
All burned with the rocket tubes in the back pointed out the back window.
No, that reminds me of like back in the original Desert Storm. When they were firing the Scud missiles. That's what a lot of comedians were saying. It's like you basically just pull your car up, open the trunk, and then light them off from there and hope they hit in the right place.
Yeah, but they forget the backblast from them rockets sets everything on fire behind them. Like that movie where that guy was going to shoot that Laws rocket, and he looks back, and the guy's standing right behind him looking, and he reaches back and moves him off to the side and then fires it, and the blast knocks over and burns a bunch of stuff, 30 yards away behind him. And the guy realizes, don't be looking down the back of that rocket tube. That's what got me in that movie. First Blood 2, where he's in the helicopter. He's got the prisoners from. He's gotten out of Vietnam that were prisoners, and the Russians were attacking.
Yeah, Rambo. Yeah, Rambo.
Rambo. Yeah. And he pulls up the rocket launcher. He's got all the guys behind him in the helicopter, and he pulls up a Laws rocket tube and fires it. He would have killed everybody in the back of that helicopter if that was real. That was a foobar. Come on, movies, get that stuff right. That's as bad as Tom Berenger and Sniper calling that Mosin a Mauser. No.
Well, we also learned not to fire those slap rounds either.
Actually,
learn that the hard way, or at least Kentucky Ballistics did.
Well, actually, there's been a new video put out, Mark Serbu, and I was just on it, and I made a big comment about it. I still say he had a C detonation in there. The Sabot did not hit the muzzle brake. The bullet exited. There was no case head separation. That only leads to two things. There can only be two answers to the question now. A C detonation because there wasn't enough powder in the case so that it caused an explosion when it fired, or that case was filled with sabotage with a high explosive. There's only two answers it can be.
Could have been a hot round. Yeah. Well,
Well, that's what I'm saying. A C detonation. What most people don't know is if the powder, you got your cartridge case, and if the powder is down below the half, around the halfway mark or so, when that
hmm
primer fires, the primer is actually an explosive device. It's an explosive. It puts a flame, an explosion, and a shock wave down over the top of that powder if it's not 85 to 90% full in the case. The explosion goes over the top, goes to the bullet, and bounces back over the powder, and it actually forms like a shaped charge that ignites and detonates the powder like nitroglycerin, and it explodes instead of burning and building. When you burn powder, it builds a pressure curve. It goes up like this as it peaks, and the bullet goes out the barrel. It goes down. This,
hmm
when it does it, it goes straight up in a peak of explosive force. And my buddies in New Zealand that had a laboratory years ago, I was in contact with. We talked about this, so they set up to do tests, and from a single load of powder from a 30-06 case, they were able to duplicate a C explosion and got almost 150,000 psi, which is almost 3 times what that amount of powder will normally produce. But by detonating it, they got 3 times the psi. And there's no gun in the world that can handle that. The steel can't handle that. So
Yeah.
I told Mark Serbu right on the thing, I said, I'm still putting my money on a C explosion, is what happened, because it wasn't, those cartridges weren't loaded properly, or the powder had gone bad and turned, and maybe turned forms like nitroglycerin inside the
Well,
case.
they quit making those lap rounds what, like 20, 25 years ago, something like that. So I mean, if they weren't properly maintained, maybe the powder did corrupt.
Yeah, we still have lots of that ammunition stored. I mean, they've still got ammunition probably in warehouses stored from the Korean
Nice.
War, if we knew about it.
Yep, I bet we do. But you know what? If you maintain it, keep it properly treated, keep it dry. I mean, down here it's like I keep it in big cans and
Yeah,
keep it climate controlled, and it probably lasts me
yeah,
shit 20, 30 years or longer, depending.
yeah. Well, I've got ammunition that dates probably back to damn near the Civil War, and it'll still shoot. I'm old, remember? And actually, black powder will keep for indefinitely. It'll even keep after being wet. You can dry it out, and it's just as good as the day it was made.
Well, you're talking about black powder though, right?
This I just said black powder. Yeah. Now smokeless
Okay,
is a
yeah.
little different. I've got smokeless powder that goes back to the '60s. I inspect it. It's still good. You can look at it. You can smell it. Um, and you can tell it'll have its own sweet smell. If it's going bad, it'll turn like red dust, and it will have an acrid acid odor. That's when I get rid of it.
Hey, what's up, C? Good to see you.
I see. That's a good drink. I see.
Just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Right. What's your favorite Kool-Aid flavor?
um Fruit punch. I like the fruit punch.
Tropical punch?
Either that or lemonade. I'll just go with lemonade too. When I was working at the last job, we were getting free water, so I bought a bunch of the little packets, pink lemonade, regular lemonade. So
Yeah. Yeah, I used to get buy the Country Time lemonade and the big. We had the great big canisters of Tang in Alaska. I mean, the great
yeah,
big ones.
I remember those when I was
Because
a
we
kid.
didn't,
Yep.
where I live, we didn't get access to fresh oranges and stuff like that. So we drank Tang to keep from getting scurvy. And I ate a lot of wild rose hips though, which are very high in vitamin C, and made rose hip syrup and rose hip jam. And but yeah, we drank a lot of Tang. And there
What's
used to
up,
be
Coral B?
we used to get great big boxes of what was called Milkman powdered milk, and it tasted, once you got it mixed up and got it really chilled, it tasted just about as good as milk out of a gallon jug. And I
Mm-hmm.
haven't found it anymore. I don't know if they quit making it or what, but that was good milk. We had that in Alaska. We had canned bacon in Alaska. It was salty, but boy, it was good if you used it for cooking and that. But a lot of that stuff we saw in Alaska, we don't see down here.
I was just thinking, because I watch this channel. It's called The Prepared Mind. Some of you may know it. If not, maybe go check it out. It's just The Prepared Mind. And what he calls it is he calls it the Jim Jones juice because
Yeah.
if y'all remember, Jim Jones was like he was a cult leader, and he decided to do a mass suicide. Now the only problem is not everybody wanted to drink the Kool-Aid, so they would just shoot him. So
Yeah. Hey, Overliable, I was in Alaska from 1984 until 2014. I started out actually outside of Chittana on the McCarthy Road, and then I moved out and got a job out at Glen Allen, and then my health came back, and I ended up buying property right on the Glen Highway out at Tulsona, and I still have a home up there in 5 acres. I'm gonna have to eventually sell. And Kitty was at Elmendorf Air Force Base 82 to 87. Well, so was Red. Red was a A-10 machinist and mechanic at Elmendorf. No, she was at Eielson rather in Fairbanks. I was stationed out of Elmendorf with the Air Force Search and Rescue. Eielson, Elmendorf, they all got them E names, uh, but yeah, I was up there from '84 till just 8 years ago. And I went.
yeah, never,
I would go
yeah,
on
never
Fort
was,
Rich and
never
Elmendorf.
was in the military. Just I don't know. I just I had friends that did it that were older than me, and they didn't necessarily regret it, but
Yeah.
they just gave me a warning. I don't. They deprogram you. They deprogram you and then reprogram you, and I was like, well, yeah, maybe it's not for me. I'm not good about having authority like that.
Yeah.
Controlling my life. So
And I used to take disabled veterans over to Elmendorf and Fort Rich and go over there shopping with them and stuff that lived in the Copper Valley. That were a lot of my friends were there. I was part of the American Legion, and yeah, we all us vets. I had a lot of great friends. A lot of them have passed on now.
yeah,
Yeah.
you needed the reprogramming. You know what, Yankee? It probably would have done me some good, but like I said, I always had a problem with authority as a youth, and I wasn't about to throw myself into a situation where they had all the authority, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's like might as well sign up for a prison sentence. So,
Yeah.
and I was like, nah, I don't feel like it. I mean, I've done a few times in jail, a few stints, but like nothing permanent, nothing long time. I mean, I'm not even an ex-con. I could still own guns, buy guns, no problem. Oh, the judge
Fortunate
offered
that
you
comes.
service or jail. Wow, that was a long time ago. Do they still do that?
Not rarely, but maybe some do if they're gung ho judges. with military experience. Yep. Oh well.
I guess
Over.
if you're put in a situation like that, I could see that. You're either gonna do, 2 years in jail, or you can join the military. So
Old Reliable, if you were at Fort Rich, Elmendorf area, if you're familiar with Anchorage, I used to hang out a lot at Gun Traders over on Muldoon, which you left the base right on Muldoon to go into Anchorage. And it was down about, oh, I don't know, maybe a half mile or mile on the right was Gun Traders. And I met a lot of military people that came in there, and we hung out there. And my retired military friends and stuff, that we were into guns and gun trading and stuff. And I used to go in there and pick up a lot of supplies and stuff. But a lot of people know Gun Traders because his boys were in the Air Force and hung out there. So he brought all his friends in there. So
hmm,
good times, good times.
did not hear about that, Ron.
Didn't hear that.
And by the way, hello, Ron. Was he hung from the bed stall like Epstein?
What was he doing in jail?
Good question. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Vanessa, Kitty, you went out to the White Alice sites. I had a friend up in Alaska. He's still alive up there that worked on the White Alice sites when they installed them back in, I'm going to say late 50s, 60s. And he's still alive. He worked for the IBEW. And yeah, I know all about the White Alice sites. They're all gone now or tore down or stuff. And then I worked for Hart from its beginning until it closed years ago when Obama defunded it. Now it belongs to the University of Alaska Fairbanks Geophysical. Yeah, I got a lot of memories of Alaska, man. That's the greatest place. I'd still be there if it wasn't for Red being a disabled veteran and needing a warmer climate. I'd be in Alaska and I'd have higher speed internet than I've got in Oklahoma, for God's sakes, in the wilderness.
Jeremy.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, Gravitational?
Office of Scientific Research and Development. Cool.
Yep, he was in last night too. He had a
Los
lot of good
Alamos.
things.
Los Alamos National Laboratory. I have friends that work there too. I'm a ham operator and know a lot of ham operators that are there.
Yeah, I'll
And
tell you what, he
it's
was
like,
on last night. He had a lot of good info, man, or a lot of
yeah,
good points.
man, this is like old home week here. People I never met, but they kind of been where I've been, and that's neat.
If you were single and you moved back to Alaska, isn't it cold as hell up there?
Only in the winter, and then it's dry cold. You don't feel it. It's the only place on earth I've been, Ron, that you can open a bag of potato chips and leave it on your counter a week open and come back and they'll still be crispy.
You can do that down here where I'm at.
I couldn't in Arizona when I was there. Them chips still got soggy, it seemed like, but Alaska was extremely dry, especially in the wintertime, when it's so cold, 20 below outside. But the area now, Elmendorf and that and Fort Rich got a lot more snow than we got. We only average usually 3 to 4 feet of snow in the Copper Valley. Valdez and the coast, they got 30 to 50 feet of snow. I mean, you drove through a maze down there. But there is nothing like that place, Ron. I tell you what, and go out and mine gold and just dig money out of the ground in the summertime. Big animals to shoot and fill your freezer with. Grow heads of cabbage 3 foot in diameter. That place rocks.
You know what's crazy is my buddy Bug Out Bushido.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me a picture. Yeah, he sent me a picture the other day. Apparently, he's got bears down there in Florida too. I didn't know they had bears out there.
Yeah, we had what they called a honey bear. It's a light brown bear. I used to have a hide of one in Florida, and they had black bears. Black bears are pretty much all over the United States, believe it or not.
Yeah, I know we got them up north. They don't ever come this far south. Pretty much all we get down here is like coyotes and stuff like that.
Vanessa got her first moose and black bear out of Galena Air Force Station in the Yukon River in '84. Wow, that's the first year I was up there, Vanessa. Vanessa was in the Air Force up at Elmendorf.
Wow. You have beer there? Right on, Aaron.
Beer.
Bear.
Yeah, we've got bear here in Oklahoma too. I haven't seen any yet, but we've got one or two around the area I've heard that rumble through.
You got bears in town? Yeah, they're crazy. I mean, it would be cool if I had my own property and I lived out there, like on the far outskirts instead of like here kind of in the city. Yeah, it's like right on the border end. It's like we're not congested like Phoenix or anything like that. And down here it's like I said, if I drive 25 minutes, I can be out in open range. So
too bad y'all can't see it behind my camera. Here behind my desk is a 7.5 by 7 foot grizzly bear. My first bear I killed in Alaska in 1984. And he's getting pretty old, raggedy and worn, but he's still the full bear. And got a bullet hole right here where he turned and looked at me, and I drilled him with a 30-06. Don't ever let people convince you that a bullet will bounce off a bear's skull, because it doesn't. It goes right in and blows the head up. Dropped him like a rock.
What is that?
Old coal mine north of Anchorage. Well, that must have been out towards Talkeetna.
I don't know. Canned sausage? Are you talking like sausage links? Or are you talking like sausage patties?
Canned sausage. They were canning sausage, link sausage.
No, he said he bought it from Walmart.
Canned sausage. Oh, I haven't seen any. Did it? Oh, I'll bring up the pic. I don't know if I can show this on my phone picture. What I sent you guys the other day. Yeah. I don't know if it'll show up. No. I don't know. Let me. Too much light here. Let me see if I can figure out how to dim the screen.
Turn the overhead light off and the full light over the computer, it might not be that like that.
Oh, by the way, hello, Red.
Hello, Ron. Hello, everybody. I thought I'd sit here and listen for a few.
Available in Walmart now. Mint chocolate, Soylent.
Oh, yeah, you showed me that picture.
I don't know if them people was born after the movie or if we got people in a bottle.
Yeah, they probably don't even understand that. Yeah, they've already made a movie.
I mean, how could you be that dumb? I'm sure some of you thought, well, wait a minute,
Do
wait a
you
minute.
really want to know the answer?
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we like our Vienna sausages. Red likes our Vienna sausages a lot. Yeah, yeah. Eagle River was just being built up. Man, Eagle River is so packed now with people. They're almost into Peters Creek and that, Vanessa.
Alaska's nothing like it was in the 80s.
Yep. I wished I'd have got up to Alaska back in the '60s and '70s. It would have been much better. I'd own a lot of land up there that you could have homesteaded for free, and would have been great. I
Yes.
wonder what Vanessa did in the Air Force.
2022.
That old Reliable hung out in Eagle River. I'm wondering if old Reliable didn't hang out at what was that club in Anchorage that was so famous? The Bush Company. I'm wondering if old Reliable didn't hang out at the Bush Company in Anchorage.
Was that like the local bar?
And that was like the local strip club.
Oh, gotcha.
Full nudity strip club.
Okay.
The Monkey Wharf used to be the wild place
And then
to
the
go,
Monkey
but it's
Wharf.
not there anymore.
Yeah, the Monkey Wharf. That was even a badder place.
Yeah, we actually have a couple of full topless or full nude. Well, they're not even bars; they're just clubs
I
because
knew
they're
it.
not allowed to serve alcohol if it's
I
full
knew
nude.
it. I knew it. I knew he'd been there once or twice.
Yep, and it was yeah, it was called the Bush Company as
Way
well
to
down
like the Bush Company. Yep.
Yeah, and then you have the wild cherry too.
And the wild cherry and oh yeah.
here. I've been to a couple of them.
Now, but in Alaska, the Monkey Wharf, they had a big glass enclosed case behind the bar, and it was full of monkeys. So you used to get to sit there and drink and watch the monkeys do it.
I don't know. I don't think I'd be watching the monkeys, but whatever.
There was a nice restaurant down. It was a Thai restaurant down on the old Seward Highway. That you go in there at night, and all these young Asian girls had these red dresses on that were split up the side with a little zipper. And the later on into the night, the higher up that zipper got on the side.
Hmm.
It was pretty awesome. They had good Thai food and stuff in there. Fourth Avenue. Oh boy, Fourth Avenue.
Yeah.
I know all about that.
Yeah, I never frequented those clubs. You know, I've been to a few, but yeah, it's not. It was never really my thing. I mean, I like to look at women the same as most men, but
Vanessa was a
yeah,
947
it's expensive. It's like
environmental health.
yeah, I'm not used to paying for it. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
usually
overlap.
usually I was attractive enough I didn't have to worry about paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good places to eat in Anchorage. Used to be anyway, but the old Mongolian barbecue they had there, and the Cook Captain Cook Hotel. They were a little expensive, but they had a very good gourmet meal. And but yeah, Walmart and all moved into Anchorage and put a lot of places out of business,
Hmm.
and It's built up now. I mean, Anchorage has just gotten huge, but we've got a lot of people from California moved up there
Yeah.
and started bringing that environmental crap attitude with them.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
I
I love
bought.
halibut fishing and all that. Yep.
I never went to the. I never went to the show in Tijuana either, brother. Not really
Yeah,
one of
Anchorage
the
had a
things that I
hardware
would
store.
really care to see.
Yeah, Anchorage had a hardware store they called Sampson's Hardware. You used to find anything. I mean, stuff back from the 20s and 30s in that store, but I don't even know if it's still there anymore.
Yeah, there used to be a good Army Navy surplus store in Anchorage too. I mean, it had the real old military stuff, and on the ceiling was one of the
Gotcha.
old World War II drones they had, like a flying bomb. Got bought out by a Russian guy. The Army Navy surplus store in Anchorage.
I'm sorry, I can't see what your favorite movie is. I see the link, but I can't pull it up.
Yeah. I wasn't there in '64 for the bad earthquake. I came 20 years later, but there were still signs of that earthquake even out in the Copper Valley where I live, where log cabins broke apart and sank into cracks
No.
in the ground. I went through some good earthquakes up there. We called them foot massages. I love them.
I don't know. One time when I was living in California for like 6 months, and apparently there was an earthquake one time, and me and my girlfriend just slept right on through it. So,
Yeah.
hey, what's up, Harvey? Good to see you, brother. I'll tell you what, though, I was never really a fan of California. You know, I
I
stayed
love
out.
California. I love California for the gold, the redwoods, but a lot of the good people there. But their whole political law, legal makes it suck so bad. I wouldn't. I'll go to Oregon via Colorado and up around Wyoming and across before I'll go through California to get there. I won't go there. I won't cross their border.
Well, Ron, we're not seeing shortages out here quite yet. Um, but I don't blame you. You know, I know there's a lot of people out there living in different areas that are seeing all these shortages, and go out there. But like when I walk by the meat section, like just I was in there yesterday, and like the meat section is completely full, everything. And you know, now granted the prices are almost doubled, you know, but the product is still there. Same with the cans, same with pretty much everything else, you know, it's still all there. Maybe it's just getting too expensive to where people are like, do we really need to buy, 20 pounds of ground beef if we're only going to get 5 pounds of beef out of it, you know, spend $20 for 5 pounds of ground beef. Come on.
Yeah, it's up 50% over 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even our gas it's slowly going up. It's like 3.19 a gallon now for the regular unleaded,
Yep.
which is still better than California prices, but or New York prices, but still, it's getting out there.
Yeah. we've got two grocery stores here in town, which is nice. Plus, we've got a Dollar Tree and a couple of Dollar Generals and a Family Dollar. But our other store that's not a Walmart, that's a grocery store, they have a great selection on fresh produce, and their meat prices are a lot cheaper. And we catch them a lot of stuff on sale. And what I look for is if it ends at the sell by date, they mark that stuff down to like steaks for $3 or $2 or a pound, a pound and a quarter of hamburger for $2 or $3, and we'll buy that stuff and bring it home, and there's nothing wrong with it,
No, and that's another thing. Like my brother, Survival Living, he's proven this. It's like if it's got the best if used by date, then it's usually, if the can's not dented or anything like that, it won't expire for years.
Right. You just got to keep it stored in a cool place.
If it's got an actual expiration date, you want to be really careful about going beyond that. Was what he was saying.
It depends on what it is. Now, like tomatoes are the worst for boiling up. Any product with tomato that goes beyond not the sell by date, but the expiration date. For some reason, I've had more cans of tomato products start blowing up even when stored in a cool place. It's just
probably because the acidity level in them.
Something. I mean, they should check. They should hold good because of the acidity. But I saw today where someplace in California, gasoline was $8.49, the highest in the nation. Oh, you talking about Matanuska Maid Dairy, Vanessa? Boy, they had the best milk. They left a lot of the cream in the milk, and that was our favorite milk to buy at $6 a gallon. We used to get the big blocks of Tillamook cheese. I can't even get down here in Oklahoma, up there in Alaska. And we get the big boxes of prawns and the 25-pound boxes of king crab legs from over at Dutch Harbor. And I go out and catch all the fresh salmon, halibut, and rainbow trout I could eat and want. It was a target-rich environment. Yeah, I couldn't get the white cheddar Tillamook, the sharp. We like the sharp and the extra sharp aged white Tillamook. I've run into it on occasion here and there, but not like I did in Alaska. It was on all the time.
Well, I just the other day I bought the Tillamook, but I got the cheese sticks, medium cheddar.
Yeah.
See, normally I get the Sargentos, and I like the sharp cheddar, but those were actually out. I must have bought them all out.
Yeah, we like to buy the 5-pound blocks of good white sharp cheddar, and the Tillamook was one of the best.
What we bought was the extra sharp white reserve instead of black coating.
Right, extra sharp white reserve and the black coating, and man, that is some good cheese. But I even tried to get stores to order it, and they told me they couldn't get it this far south or something. I don't know.
Right on, Tennessee. Are you about ready? Are you gonna cook something, dude? Are you gonna clean all those dishes? That's what I'm doing right now. Great. All right. Sorry about the background noise, folks, but at least the kid's doing his chores.
That's all right. Trying to think of what else has been in the news of interest, but it's been mostly the same crap, different day scenario. You know, with the job numbers are tanking so bad, even the other side is starting to look like we're in trouble.
Hmm.
This is not good, and then talking about spending all this trillions of dollars with that cost nothing.
I don't.
What
I
the
don't
hell
think
is
it's.
that about?
I don't think it's going to pass. I just don't
It
see
better
it.
not.
No, no.
But
I'm with you on that. I
well,
know that.
they're
I
talking
know that
about
our Democratic senator out here, Kristen Sinema, is against that proposal or that bill. So there's him. There's her, and what's the other guy? Manchin, whatever
yeah,
Manchin his name.
yeah. He
And
got up and walked out the other day.
yeah, we can't afford 3.5. And actually, they said 3.5 trillion, but the truth be told, it's going to end up costing more like 6 trillion or more.
When
So
you add the interest on top of the payback, yeah, I mean, it makes no sense what they're trying to do. And I think the government should be shut down. They're screwing everything up as it is. You
yeah,
can't do no worse with it shut down.
that's why a lot of people don't even want to pay taxes anymore. I mean, it would be
No,
one thing if our taxes actually went to something meaningful, but now they're just wasting it. Because the government, y'all have to remember, the government does not make anything. They are not a corporation. Well, they're not
but they
supposed to be
are.
a corporation,
Yeah.
but they do not make any money on their own. Only what they take from us or steal from us, if you want to look at it like that, which is kind of how I look at it. So, um,
from import.
yeah, and yeah, Tennessee paper
Yeah,
money out of
duties,
thin air. Yeah,
import duties.
those printing. Yeah, the mint is just printing money left and right.
Well,
And
we've got a foreigner in chat that is not writing in English, and I don't have my interpreter handy to
I
use
don't either.
Arabic or Farsi or whatever it is,
The only money we
or
take in
Turkish.
import duties.
Yeah, the government's supposed to get duty on imports and stuff like that, but what gets me is there's nothing in our Constitution or anywhere else that says we're supposed to be giving all this money away to foreign countries.
Yeah,
What about what? It's our country. Like we're the money makers here. Why isn't our money all staying in America?
hello,
Somewhere,
Amir.
if there's a disaster somewhere, we send people to help and we can send them food and stuff like that. But giving these billions of dollars to these foreign countries for these fake ass studies and stuff shouldn't be happening. We should be building homes for our veterans that are homeless. We should be helping people that need help. We should be
Hey,
creating jobs so people should get to work, and
hey,
not be giving the
I
money
would I
away.
would be fine with cleaning out the law libraries. And we could burn a bunch of those bills while we're at it, and then just make rooms for the homeless there. I'd be good with that.
Well, we
I
could probably
mean,
take
they're
them out
nice,
and glue all them books together and build them homes out of them.
right? No doubt.
Build them mansions. Hi, Gloria.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you
thank
for the
you.
donation, Gloria. Very awesome.
Yeah.
Those do help. They do help me out. So I appreciate it.
Don't know who Amir is, Tennessee Tactical. I can't tell you, but if he ain't speaking in English, we ain't understanding what he's saying.
Yeah.
So if you could use a translator and put it up there, Amir, it would be great. You're welcome here if you're a good guy.
Well, Billy said that his first message was just like hello.
Oh,
So
okay. Hello, Amir.
yeah, and Billy, yeah, it's not. I've even my After Dark is global. I've got a really good friend in Greenland. I've got good friends in Australia and UK. Like just last night, we had
I wanted
what
to
was
get
it?
on with him.
Damn it, I can't remember his freaking handle now, but
Oh, you
we had a
can.
really really cool guy. Oh, Tennessee.
Oh,
Yeah, all right. Try not to jump the gun, but
right, right.
so
But the gentleman from UK last night, gosh, I had his name on the tip of my tongue. I
I
wanted to
know.
get in and talk with him.
Oh, Bully. Something
Bully,
Bully.
Bully. Yep, I wanted to get on and talk with Bully because I was detecting that he's getting some propaganda about our guns, and I wanted to set him straight for the record. I wanted Bully to know that less than 1/10 of 1% of all the guns in the United States are used in crime. Out of over 400 million guns in America, it's not what the media is making it out to be. 99.9% are in the hands of law abiding citizens under their control and not committing any crimes or murders. And most
Nope.
of this is all done in 52 counties where the crime is occurring for the most part, not all of it, but most of it's in 52 counties in the United States out of hundreds and hundreds of counties. And it's mostly in areas ruled by the anti gunners. So
Yep.
the
Yep.
places with the most control put the most thrill into it. But the rest of America, we are safe. We're a large nation. We're 300 and what 60 million people, give or take, depending on how many uncounted people there are here and that. So um, I want these people in the UK to know because I have friends in the UK and some of them are actually shooters. They have to jump through hoops to
Oh
be able
yeah.
to shoot, but they can't have handguns. They can have rifles
And,
and shotguns.
yeah, they can't have semi-autos.
Right,
Yeah, gotta be
right.
bolt action. Yeah,
And yet in World War II, the
they let.
United States came to their aid by we gave guns to them. People donated their guns to send to England when they were fighting Hitler so they could arm their people with guns. And then after the war was over, they took them away. Some of our guns, I guess, got sent back on the Lend Lease program, but they took the guns away from the people and disarmed them basically. So
Yeah.
it's and what I wanted to tell them
Well, I
was,
mean, look, you gotta think about it. They disarmed the UK. They disarmed most of Australia.
right?
Canada.
New Zealand's doing it now.
Yep. New
Canada,
Zealand too. Yep.
Mexico has always been illegal to have guns for the most part in Mexico.
Yeah, but
Um,
they've got the cartels. So.
Yep, Venezuela, they disarmed them down there, and look what's happening now. The death
uh,
squads are killing people. They got no food. Yeah,
well, yeah, they're running out of stray dogs.
Joseph Stalin disarmed the people and then murdered 20 million of them. So that's the thing, and that's the whole thing about Marxism and communism. Their first thing is to control the health care. Their second thing is to control the food. The
Hmm.
third thing is to control the education system. And the
Yeah.
fourth thing is to disarm the people. Then you have total control. The people can't fight back, and by then they're so brainwashed, they don't know up from down. So that's why we've got to keep. We're not giving up our guns. I'm sorry.
Nope.
You can pass all the legislation, all the unconstitutional laws, and I'm going to stand up like the Supreme Court justice said and ignore any unconstitutional law because it has no power in juris. Plain out.
Amen. Well, like I said, and I always say this on my After Dark. We've already got over 21 states that have pretty much stood up and said, "Screw this administration." You could pass whatever you think up there. We're not gonna support it. And if you try and come down here and push it, you better bring a damn army with you.
Yeah. Well,
So
if you look at a map of the United States, Ron, what they don't realize is we've actually got the East Coast and the left coast surrounded and backed up to water. Where are they going to go? We've got the whole middle of the United States, and all we got to go is spread out and go both ways. They've got nowhere to run. We've got them surrounded. They're backed up to water. They just don't know it.
you know, uh, I just find it horrible that our original 13 colonies, our original 13 states seem to be the ones that are pushing the most unconstitutional crap. You got New York, you got Massachusetts, Connecticut, and you go on down the list, so.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm kind of glad I live out in the Wild West here. We've been a constitutional carry state for over 10 years now, and nobody's tried to come after our gun laws or gun rights. So, I mean, like you can go out to the open range and fire fully auto machine guns, and like we don't have, we've got like park rangers, forest rangers, whatever, but they don't care. They're used to 50 calibers and machine guns and stuff like that. I've never seen them once come out and like stop somebody and be like, wait, is that a bump stock? Never seen that once.
Yeah.
About all they watch for is, there's people doing dumb stuff. Like, as long as everybody's just, being safe with their firearms, which, as far as I know, I don't think anybody's ever been shot out there. Maybe a ricochet because they were doing something dumb, but that's on that. That's on your own. That's on you, which is why you always carry a first aid kit or an IFAK or whatever.
Not like Aaron, he's in New York, but he's not in the big city. You've got the big city is like Buffalo and New York City are Democrat strongholds, basically. That's where all the fruits and nuts are. But the rest of the state is primarily conservative, Republican, and especially up in the Catskill Mountains. There's a lot of hunting goes on up there, a lot of good country people. And even where Aaron is out away from Buffalo, he shoots in his backyard. He hunts deer on his property. Nobody gives him a ration of crap, and that's New York State. He has to deal though with more damn stupid laws.
Yeah.
As far as guns, and people won't ship him parts and stuff. And like they got to have one of these on an AR-15 in order to be able to have a detachable magazine. Who the hell wants a stock that looks like that on an AR-15? Just so
Warsaw. I was, like I said earlier, Kristen Cinema actually is too, which was I found kind of surprising. She's not towing their party line, which I think is awesome. So yeah, it's not just Mansion. It's we got Cinema that and they might have to change their affiliation to independent. Because with this current Democrat Party, it's like if you're not a socialist, why are you even in that party? I don't know. That's why I'm glad I never really got into politics. So
yeah. Yeah, you're going to have to fight locally, Billy. Yeah, you're going to have to fight locally. If you believe in this country, you got to fight when the fight comes to you. Live free or die.
Yep.
That's New Hampshire saying so.
Or I like the old saying, do you value your liberty over your life? Because it may come to that point. You're going to have to the time has come. You have to choose a side. No more fence sitting. It's just come down to that.
And it's going to get interesting here in Oklahoma too, because now there's a bill going before our legislature to legalize manufacturing our own silencers, putting made in Oklahoma, and they stay in Oklahoma.
Yep.
And Texas passed through the Federal Register. And I want to contact the guy and say, look, you need to amend that bill and put in there that we can make our own firearms of any type here that do not have to go on the Federal Register either. Enough is enough. The Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. Let's remove the federal infringement from Oklahoma. We're Indian territory. Screw you.
Well, I heard that Texas was looking at that bill. I don't know if it passed or not. But I know it's in the works to where, yeah, if it's made in Texas and it stays in Texas, and they cannot use the federal tax on it because, I mean, technically it shouldn't even be. Well, they classify it as a firearm, which is totally stupid in the first place.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's hearing protection, folks. And I don't know if any of you have ever fired guns both with and without a suppressor. It's a bit different, but not that much. Especially if you're firing like anything like 223 or higher caliber. I mean, you still get the crack, dude. You cannot hide the explosion. However, the suppressor does help with some of the noise. So
right, and it makes it less hearable to your neighbors and in what farther distances away. It muffles the sound, so to speak.
Yep.
And I don't know if you know Larry Vickers was raided by the ATF and all his guns confiscated. Larry Vickers was a SOT dealer, but he's been battling cancer. The word is, and I haven't verified it, so don't quote me on this, but the word I got is he let his license somehow expired because of his dealing with, like me, with medical and in and out of hospitals and tests and everything else. Some things get put to the side. Well, anyway, I heard his license expired, and they came in and they took all of his machine guns, silencers, all of his guns, basically. ATF confiscated them. There's a giant list on the ATF confiscation PDF file that I found. I mean, there has to be in excess, I would say, of probably a couple $1 million worth of guns that they seized.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Larry, I hope you've got a good attorney, and I hope with them kind of guns, you got enough money to hire you a lawyer and get your shit back, man, because this is just wrong on the part of our government. If they seize stuff, they should be compensating for it. But you know what? They put a price tag on his guns of like $100 each. They put like ammo was 10 cents a round. They put this ridiculous value price on them. I mean, okay, come on, hey, I'll buy them for that. I'll buy everyone for that. But yeah, it was silly when I read the site on it and what had happened. So Larry Vickers, my thoughts and prayers go out to you, brother. We're $1,000 was the average, I guess. But yeah, you can't find a class 3 weapon for $1,000 anywhere in the world that's transferable.
Not a chance.
I'm so kicking myself.
I mean, and I'm like the ATF is just changing rules, like some people change their underwear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then they've been using.
They're changing the definition,
right?
But it's still crap. They're not a legislative unit. They're supposed to be like part of the law enforcement unit. It's like somebody is breaking these, but now they've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, we're gonna make these rules, we're gonna change this definition, and if you got this, then now all of a sudden you're a criminal.
Right.
So.
Right. So it's Congress that makes the laws. The laws are spelled out in the '68 Gun Control Act, and it's a gun control act. For God's sakes, we're not supposed to have gun control acts, but in '68, I was a kid and I couldn't fight it.
Maybe one of these days we'll get up there and we'll be able to burn the NFA. We'll be able to burn the Firearms Act and the other one that came after it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
I'd like to burn that. Really technically, we should just take all the gun laws all the legal definitions and burn them all, because in our Constitution it says shall not be infringed. So pretty much any law that they pass against our Second Amendment is already breaking the Constitution of the United States, which is our original law of the land, or however you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, old reliable. You have a good night, man. Thanks for hanging out.
But yeah, we shouldn't need all these licenses and all this stuff and permits and paperwork and all this crap.
Registration, yeah.
And a gun that sold for a couple $100 years ago is now worth many thousands of dollars because it's on a limited list of transferable weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, was it a transferable auto sear for an AR-15 is up there about $10,000 or $12,000 for the part? Come on, man! I had the chance to buy an M2 carbine years ago in Anchorage, a registrable, transferable one, and I should have bought it for $5,000, but I didn't have the $5,000 at the time. That same gun now is worth over $12,000.
Yep.
I could have bought Thompson machine guns for $2,500 now, that some of them are now up to $250,000. But who knew? I was in the woods in '86. I was out in the wilderness. I was not into the gun rights stuff and all that. I was trying to recover from dying and trying to live. And and then Reagan passed that deal that was, they slipped in that thing in the middle of the night about the post '86 machine gun ban, and he signed it, and then he regretted it because he went back after he found out he signed it, and he regretted signing it and give him a line item veto. No president's had a line item veto, but I don't think I think they just shoved it in front of him and he didn't read it because I don't think he would have really done it otherwise.
Well, they still do it the same way. You know, I mean, we all saw that new bill, the one that they're trying, the infrastructure bill, whatever they call it. And the thing is like this thick. And, they're like, oh, the price tag on this is 3.5 trillion. But truth be known, it's going to be more than 3.5 trillion. Not to mention, there are red flag laws inside of that freaking bill. But how in the hell, dude, like seriously, who's going to sit there? I mean, I know that a lot of the Republicans, they'll have their assistants and everything go through it. Probably their lawyers go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Although, then again, who trusts a lawyer? So, I don't know.
Oh, I remembered what I wanted to tell you guys now. Remember Pelosi's laptop that was stolen January
6th?
Yep, that laptop that was supposedly stolen of Pelosi's January 6th. And the FBI went crashing doors in Alaska looking for it and all that. That was a fucking lie. It was not Nancy Pelosi's laptop. It was some staffer's laptop that didn't have anything on it but presentations. And the FBI was part of that lie. It just came out. Just came out. You just got the intel 2 days ago.
Wow.
It was
I'm
not
shocked.
Pelosi's laptop. It was a staffer.
Yeah. I am so shocked.
FBI, you just lost credibility again.
They lost
credit. It makes me mad that I work law enforcement.
Well,
it makes me mad I work with these guys.
Not all of them are bad, but it's like I always said, man. If there's really good cops, then why aren't they busting the bad cops? You know what I mean? I don't care if it's FBI or CIA. If you catch somebody doing wrong and you toe the line, it's like, oh, band of brothers, blah blah blah. Then it makes you just as guilty.
the problem is, Ron, it's the higher ups that are the corrupt ones dictating to the officers down below. And if an
Hmm.
officer goes and rats out another officer, it can go either way. But normally, it doesn't go good for the officer that ratted one out because these other guys are covering for that bad officer. And I mean, I stood up and myself, and if I told that officer that, as far as I was concerned, he should never wear a badge. Because I ain't scared of none of them. What's he gonna do? Draw his gun and shoot me? He better be quicker on the draw than me. But I told him before, you don't deserve to have that badge. You don't treat people like that. You don't
Yep.
treat me like that as a former police officer. So, yeah, I mean, there is a lot of corruption, but a lot of it is the hierarchy that's up, and then a lot of poor training. But a lot of police officers too, working in these big cities, have seen so much crap. They're burned out finally, and they just they are more reactionary than they are to being trained anymore, and that's not good. That's not good.
Aaron, that's funny. Come on,
Yeah.
I would figure it would be like vodka or something personally, but
Well, the only reason the beer was there because she don't drink it.
yeah, she's keeping that for her friends. Well, then
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
I don't know. Well, you got like a lot of you got a few congresswomen, like what's the one from Colorado? Damn it, can't remember her name. Shoot, somebody can remind me, but she's the Pro 2A one that had a problem because they didn't want her to carry a firearm with her, and she's like,
Hmm.
I always carry a firearm with me. You can kiss my ass
Right.
if you think I'm gonna give it up just because
Right.
you guys asked me to.
Right.
Um,
It's my right. It's my
Bober,
right. It's my
Lauren,
right. It's
Lauren,
my right.
Lauren Bober,
Lauren Boebert.
hey Yankee, yeah. And then you got the Marge Taylor Greene from Georgia, I believe. She's another Pro 2A, and she's very outspoken about liberty. I mean, we do have good Congress people and good senators in there. It's just it's such a
There's so
damn
much swamp.
it's
They're
just
like
such a
the
damn
tadpoles in the swamp, Ron. They're like the
pretty much.
tadpoles in the swamp. There's a lot of gators out there, and there we got a few tadpoles in there, but it's uh, it's amazing how much strife about 575 people have caused for a country of 360 million, if you think about it. It's less than 1,000 people that have got this whole country right now stirred up and wondering what's going to happen next. Whether are there going to be food shortages? Everybody's, you know, the Afghanistan deal, the border crisis, all this stuff, and it's all due to one lousy little group of people up there on the pedestal that forget they're supposed to be representing us, irregardless of
Yeah,
what
yeah,
our political feelings are. If you're an elected official, you're still supposed to represent everybody in your district,
everybody.
in your state.
And so you're up in there. What is that? Denver. Okay. And see, my representative is Andy Biggs. That's my congressman. He's from my local district, and he's also him and Jim Jordan both filed a statement to the ATF, basically telling them, "You guys need to back off, dude. You guys are not a legislative branch. We are. If you want to change the laws, you got to come through us.
Right.
You can't sit there and just think you can change a definition and think that all of a sudden now you're going to make millions of people outlaws. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, but
Yep.
I get you, and they're out there.
Yep.
It's just anyways.
Oh, and this was the last weekend, I guess, of the Knob Creek machine gun shoot. This was the last one that I guess there'll ever be for some reason. There won't be any more Knob Creek machine gun shoots. That was one of the most famous machine gun shoots in the United States.
Maybe they can't afford. Maybe they can't afford the ammunition.
I don't know what the story is. I haven't researched it, but I heard it was going to be the last one that they're going to hold. And so, uh, if you've never seen Knob Creek, that is an awesome, awesome shoot. They set up cars and stuff. They blow up and just
Hmm.
massive, massive amounts of firepower, and all the dealers are there with stuff, and it's really cool. But,
I don't know. Why do we only have 15 people in here? That's odd. Usually we
everybody's
got like
going,
30 or 40.
yeah,
It's kind of odd. Are we boring everybody or? Well, I know there's a ton of other streams.
yeah. Everybody's over watching how to can stuff, I
Oh,
guess. It's in the can.
maybe. Well, there's also a lot of people that are probably over at Good Luck America. God knows who else is streaming right
Yeah.
now.
Or watching Trump or whatever if it's live. I mean,
Oh,
there's a
that's
lot
right.
going
Yeah,
on.
I forgot. I forgot Trump's on. That's probably what's doing it.
Yeah, yeah. And then that volcano in the Canary Islands, the cone collapsed yesterday, and I watched it. Man, that was awesome. All that lava come flowing down into the ocean. It was a beautiful sight.
It didn't explode though.
No, it didn't explode. The cone just collapsed. It was building a nice cone, and then all of a sudden, one side of it, and it dumped lava. And I mean, it was just a big, beautiful river of lava going down to the ocean, kind of like it does in Hawaii. You know, that's how it does in Hawaii. But yeah, there's been no pyroclastic explosion. Uh, Nothing. I mean, and it doesn't look like anything's going to slide off into the sea. I told you there wasn't going to be any tidal wave. There's no tsunami, and I was right.
Yeah.
Don't doubt the moose.
Well, I already knew that. I mean, the real tsunamis come from underwater earthquakes, anyways, not volcanoes. But I'm not a geologist or anything, but I already understand that much. I
Okay,
mean,
Knob Creek is the last
now,
of the
would it make ripples if it exploded? Yeah, it would make some ripples, but tsunami style, 100-foot waves on somebody else's
not
shore.
4,000 miles away over deep
No.
water ain't happening. The energy dissipates.
What's
Yeah,
up, Chris?
villages are being destroyed in La Palma. I think they've evacuated most everybody out of there, and there's police and safety officials and media there, and they've been flying drones over it, and a big old blast will come up and melt the drone in midair and drop it into the volcano. That's been they've lost several drones like that. It's like, don't be flying over me. Okay, so they said that that was a misprint. It was the last shoot of this year at Knob Creek. That it hopefully
Oh, okay.
next year. Okay, I hope so because but Knob Creek was is a good shoot.
Well, Moose Man, what do you say we go ahead and knock off of this one?
Okay,
And I'll get ready to fire up my After Dark channel. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and get changed out a little bit. I'm starting to sweat here, even in this shirt.
yeah, it's been a hot
Um,
topic
yeah,
stream tonight.
I know. And you know what? For some reason, I seem to get more people over there. I don't understand why, but
Yeah,
either
wait
way,
until them other streams are down and then fire up, and you'll get your full complement of 80 to 100 people, I think. And it's just that there's like I said, I saw all of our viewers over at the Ghosts channel watching over there. I mean, but I couldn't even comment because I'm not a subscriber, so it was subscribers only. But a bunch of our gang was over there, which is fine.
yeah.
And but yeah, thank you everybody for showing up. Hit that like button, and if you got a little extra cash, you can throw Dangerous Freedom for keeping this going to help
Hey,
him with
what's
his
up, bud?
internet and stuff. Help the man out, and keep your powder dry, everyone. Stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your faith in God strong, because that's our number one. That's our number one ammo against the evil
Yep.
that is on our planet. Keep your faith in God strong. That's something they can never take away from you. So take care
Amen,
and
brother.
God bless everybody.
All right. I'll see you all in about maybe 15 minutes or so. Yeah. So head on a swivel, keep your powder dry, and remember, dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery, folks.